Hi guys, I just filmed this and I lost a lot of footage. So I'm just going to film it again. My camera is against me at the moment. It's something to do with the memory cards. I don't know if it's because I use them so much, if it's like because I'm such an intensive user. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to start it all over again. I asked on Twitter about a couple of videos that I was going to make and which ones you wanted to make most, because I've only got so much time on a Monday to make these videos, and Milo is sitting in his high chair right now quite happily playing with his toys, and I thought I'll do it now. Annoyingly, I have just filmed this video, so I'm going to have to make this quick because I don't want to leave him too long. Not that he's not safe, but I don't like to leave him on his own for very long. So I'm going to kind of whiz through them, and you know, probably fortunately, because the first video was going on for 15 minutes, so hopefully I can get this a little bit less. So the videos that were requested was this, that was 10 items under £10 that are like my favourite items, and also the tutorial for the hair braid that I was wearing last week, which I will try to do for you, but it's one of those things that it's not foolproof. 99.9% of the time it'll work, but sometimes it goes really terribly wrong, so I will try and film that for you as well, and if I can, that'll be up this week as well. So I'm going to talk about skincare and hair care and stuff first of all, get that out of the way, and then talk about the interesting makeup stuff. One product that I really am desperate to tell you about that I've been using for a couple of weeks, and it would have been mentioned in my 5 under 5 if I'd had it then, is this Carino Miracle Oil with argan oil. It's basically Aldi's version of the Moroccan oil, and it's so nice. It's not a perfect dupe. I did review it on my blog and I'll link that below. It smells amazing. It just smells like sweets, and I love anything that smells like sweets, just sweet smelling things. It's not as thick as the Moroccan oil, as you can see. It's quite liquidy. It's a lot more like an actual oil. I would imagine it's probably a watered down oil. With it being so cheap, I think it's £4.99 for 50ml. But it works really well, and I think that it's kind of a lighter version. So if you were considering getting the light version of the Moroccan oil, I would recommend this, because I find that even in my short hair, and I've mentioned this before, I struggle with oils in my short hair because, I mean, the ends of my hair aren't actually that far away from the roots of my hair, and I don't want to get my hair really oily and greasy, which it already tends to be because it's shorter. It just tends to get greasy quicker. So I've been avoiding hair oils, but I tried this recently and it's amazing. It's just, you don't need very much. I put it in wet hair, and for £4.99 I will be repurchasing that for sure when I run out. The next product that I want to talk about is Naked Skin Thirst Aid. 12-hour moisturiser. It's like a thick cream that I use at night time. My skin's been so weird recently. I can't decide if it's oily or dry, and the products that I've been using that are formulated for oily skin seem to be drying my skin out terribly, and I'm getting these dry patches and it's just horrid, and this seems to be fixing it a little bit. I have like marks on my nose that look like I've been scratched, like lines down my nose, and I'm pretty sure it's just kind of flaking. Awful. It looks terrible under makeup. So whereas last week, the week before, I was really targeting the fact that I was getting blemishes and my skin was oily, so I was using a lot of products that obviously had a lot of alcohol in them, and it was breaking me out and making my skin really flaky and dry. Now I'm just putting lots of moisture into it, using normal kind of foundations, and I'll just leave it for a while. I'll just deal with the fact that I'm getting oily throughout the day, because I'd rather have my skin healthy and clear than dry and not oily throughout the day, if you know what I mean. But I'm going to talk about foundations in another video. I've got a whole video planned where I talk about my kind of best and worst drugstore foundations, or I might just to kind of talk about the top 5 or something. What do you think? But because my skin has been so different all the time, I feel like I can tell you on these days, you know, my dry days, this is particularly good, on my oily days, this is particularly good, and I can tell you kind of full spectrum for all skin types which ones work best. So I'm looking forward to filming that for you soon. My next product I want to talk about is Peaches and Clean from Soap and Glory. Not a surprise. Love this cleanser. Again, it's one of those things that I don't know if it's still so effective for me. I think because I've used it for almost a year now, it's not quite as effective as it used to be, because all the glycol and the active elements in it, I'm becoming a little bit immune to it. So I started using my Liquid Gold, my Ren glycolic facial mask, and I don't feel the effects anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move away from this, start using different cleansers. I've been using my Lizzo Cleanse and Polish, and then I'm going to come back to this and hopefully I'll feel those effects again. But initially, and for the last almost year, this has been an absolutely amazing cleanser. It smooths, it smells amazing, and I wouldn't recommend anything else yet. I haven't found another cleanser that I want to talk about as much as this one. It's £7. The next product is Aussie. Lots of people, again, won't be surprised at me talking about this, but the last time I mentioned Aussie, lots of people said I thought you really liked the Naked Hair Care. I do like the Naked Hair Care because it is sulfate free, and I was so impressed that it actually cleaned my hair and made my hair feel as good as it did. However, as shampoos go, Aussie is still my favourite. The Miracle Moist range is amazing. I would definitely go back to this every single time. If it wasn't a beauty blogger, if I wasn't trying new things for you all the time and trying to review things for different kind of hair types and different people that want different things, because not everybody likes Aussie, not everybody wants the smell, it's that bubblegum smell, not everybody wants the sulfates, not everyone needs moisture in their hair like I do. So I try to recommend different things for different people, and that's why I'm always trying different shampoos, and sometimes they'll really impressed me and I'll talk about it in a favourites video, but every time I would go back to this one. If I didn't have to try another one, I would buy this every single time and never try anything else. Love, love, love Aussie. The next products I have are beauty cosmetic type stuff. I'll mention this first of all because I haven't had a video where I've managed to fit this in, and I've wanted to talk about it for a while. I've had it for a couple of months, and it's the e.l.f. I think it's called Beauty to Go palette. You basically get 6 of these little inserts in a palette, and it's £10. And then you get one of these palettes that you can put it in, because it's just a palette. I'll show you. I'll unclip it like this. You get 6 of these, and then you get a palette like this. It's got a mirror, etc. for you to clip it into. And you can buy them online, individual ones like this. You could put each of the 6 palettes in an individual palette, or you can get one that fits 3. There's loads of different ways that you can do it, but the quality of the shadows, it's got 10 shadows, 2 lip glosses, and which I never use, and 1 face product that might be a bronzer, it could be a blusher, whatever, highlight product. But the quality of the products are amazing, and £10, and from e.l.f. you can't go wrong. If you're looking to expand your makeup collection and you haven't got very much money, and I love the fact that you can put them in these little cases for travel, really, really good. You still need a primer for the eyeshadows, as I find you do with most drugstore eyeshadow products, but for the price, it's a really, really good buy. The next product is Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum. This is kind of representative because I know this is a little bit over £10. I think it's £10.99, if not £11.99. Whereas the original one is £9.99, so that kind of falls within the £10. I love them both. This I find is better for my skin. I think it's a little bit more moisturising. And even though I think that this is more formulated for oily skins, I think the other one kind of goes a little bit cakey and powdery on me. I kind of sometimes mix them together because sometimes I want a little bit more of the dry of the original and a little bit of the glow of the serum, but if I had to pick, it would be this one every single time. This is my favourite drugstore foundation. Unfortunately, the longevity isn't very good, and I've been mixing it with things that I think will help that recently to kind of experiment, and I'll share that with you in my video that I'm going to do about foundations. But this is an absolute must-have in my opinion. You have to try this, and I'd be really surprised if you didn't like it. The only thing for me that puts me off is the fact that it doesn't last very long, but how many foundations from the drugstore, or even high-end, really last you all day? Colour Stay is amazing for lasting all day, but again, that looks a little bit cakey on me sometimes, so swings and roundabouts, but that is a fantastic product. Another one that's kind of symbolic of other mascaras is basically all Maybelline mascaras. My favourite Maybelline mascara is the 1x1. I don't have a tube of that to show you, so I have the Colossal Volume Express Cat Eyes. I like this, I like the falsies, they're all under £10, around £7, £8 I think they are, and they do so many different formulas, so many different brushes. Maybelline for me is the mascara brand at the drugstore. Mascara and foundation from Maybelline generally are fantastic. Haven't tried a lot of other stuff from there, I must admit, but it's probably my favourite drugstore brand because I think that their prices are always great, and there's not a lot that I've tried from them that I don't like, apart from the Maybelline Air Foam Mousse, which was horrible. But I would definitely try out a Maybelline mascara because I think that there's something for everyone with regard to formula and brush size and whatever else. Okay, I'm going to talk about these in kind of two-fold because my battery again is threatening. There's something wrong with my camera. L'Oreal Caress. L'Oreal Caress is basically what I thought the Revlon lip butter was going to be, and it wasn't. These are much more balmy, sheer. The bright colours are really bright, but the paler colours really are just a sheer wash of colour. Fantastic to keep in your handbag because you don't really need to think about applying them. You just kind of put them on and it's not going to be, you know, it's not a real dark colour. If you get a little bit smudgy, it doesn't really matter. And they wear off really evenly. They feel moisturising, they don't feel drying at all, and they don't feel sticky. They just feel like balms, but they're really, really glossy and sheer. I just can't say enough about these. Have loads of them, love them. The packaging is amazing for the drugstore. It looks like Dior. Just absolutely amazing, and you all need to have one. You have to buy all of these things in this video because I love them so much. Another lip product is the Revlon Just Bitten Kissable Balm Stain. This is the Revlon's version of the Clinique Chubby Stick. Amazing value if you consider that the Clinique one is more than £10 more. The one I have is Honey, just because I know I'm not going to use the bright colours, because no matter how great a stain is, it's never going to be a really perfect stain on my lips because I get dryness in the middle and it always wears off unevenly. So I got one that as it wears off it's not going to look that weird, but it also gives me a little bit of a polished look whilst it's still on. I can reapply it over the top and it doesn't go bitty and rolly and weird, and the smell is amazing. It smells like mint, like sweet mint. I really, really like it. I know it's not for everybody, but I think it's fantastic. Around £7 I think these are, as are the Caress, and they twist up like this, just like the Clinique Chubby Sticks. I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they produced it for so much cheaper and it's nearly identical. I don't know how they got away with that, but this is an amazing product from the drugstore. And the last thing that I want to talk about is the Maybelline Colour Tattoo 24. And the one that I have is called Totally Taupe, I think. Permanent Taupe. Permanent Taupe. I have this on today. I wear it all the time. It still needs a base underneath it. I wouldn't call it an eyeshadow base by any means. I still need to wear my primer potion underneath, but then it lasts all day. I wouldn't use it as an eyeliner because I don't think that it would last all day then. But I think it's really, really great product, and I'm so pleased to see that they are actually going to be bringing out new colours for fall. I see that they've got them in the US already, so hopefully we'll get them before Christmas, but I'm very excited to see those when they do actually arrive. So amazingly, I did cut a few minutes off that video. I hope that this was useful. These are some fantastic products from the drugstore. I mean, the majority of the stuff that I have is drugstore products anyway, but these are some of my favourites within that price range. The next video is probably going to be 15 under £15, and any products that I think I've missed from the £5 or £10 range will then be kind of lumped in with that. Because I don't want to have to do the £5 one again and the £10 one again, as I think, oh well, what about this, and oh well, what about this? Because this, I mean, for example, this one was under £5. But I had to mention it now because I didn't have it then. So my next one will be 15 under 15. Any recommendations for that, let me know, because there might be things that you absolutely love or haven't tried yet, and I have time to try them before I film that in the next few weeks. And yeah, I'll try and get the braid video up as well today. But thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. And hopefully I will tell you that the Miracle Matte has worked really, really well, but I used it the other day when I was filming and it kept going shiny just being in the house and filming, so I'm not holding out much hope for that.